Hello everyone. So for today we're just gonna collage some old Christmas cards and cards alike and see where we get. I'm again just gonna use some of my old pieces here, maybe some book page, and etc. We're just gonna decorate up these and see what happens from there. I'm not going to be too particular with it. I kind of want to just see some of the end results. We'll decorate them too. Again, just trying to use up what I have already. Now I was just thinking, let's do this. This guy would be kind of cool right there. So yeah, I'm kind of using collage sheets to collage, which is fine. At least I'm using it then. All I'm doing is cutting that corner quick here and I don't mind if it's hanging on to the other side because we're gonna use some of my coffee dyed papers or papers that can be used for that. This would be really cool, so I'm gonna just take out this piece. But these make it, again, quite easy to make little corner pockets and all that jazz. There. So we covered that part. Now again, this part I'm probably just going to cover up with old papers. Maybe actually collage around that. I think that would be kind of fun actually. So what I'm going to do is go on with collaging this side. That would work. Okay, so here we go. I have a hair that's like stuck to it. All right. And again, I'm just gonna cut this edge off here, make it look the way I want it to, and just bend this over. and bend this into this. There we go. Doesn't want to come off. All right. Now something for that spot. I like this idea. Where did I set my... Okay. It's funny when you're collaging with collage papers. I just think that's just hilarious, just a little bit. Because, you know, you've already collaged the paper once, and now you're collaging with it again. Again, I'm just trying to use up what I have just sitting around a little bit here. And that ain't holding them bent ones. So this is when you go in with your art glitter glue and just stick around. Like that. Yeah, that did quite a bit. Just by doing that. All right, now this piece. But this is a fun way of making your cards into a journaling card. I mean, let's be honest. I'm sure you, just as much as I do, get cards all the time, and it's like, because I get told, well, you're an art, or you're a journaler. Maybe you'll come up with a way of using this. So my mom gives me tons of these. And I love them for when it's Christmas time, but when it isn't Christmas time, it's like, oh, what do I do? So this is, again, just a nice way of reusing what's given to me. And honestly, because it's thick enough, you could easily sew around it, and then you could add pages to it and it would be a journal. I mean, you can easily make it into a journal. Now I'm thinking of journal. Let's make a journal. So I mean, you know, you get envelopes and stuff like that, and why not make them into a journal? Or let's see if I have anything else that would make it. Ooh. These pieces. I get these a lot. So, I mean, you could easily make a quick little glue book even. Oops. That went very wrong very quickly. Okay. Easily cut off parts that don't look good on this. Sorry, I'm just not like getting anything straight at the moment. There. That's as straight as I'm going to get it. So, and actually I should have cut off more. There we go. So you can easily cover this up with copy paper and, again, easily make it into a cute little journal. I did not glue very well, obviously. When my piece is already falling apart. There. But again, easily make it into a mini journal. And I mean, it's, or you could easily just leave it empty and just add it into your journal. Or like what I'm trying to start making, which I may have to trim a little and that type of thing, but this is a preview of a new project I'm starting. Something that would fit directly into these pages. You know, I'll want it a particular size, but to go into them pages and be journaling cards and stuff like that. And like if I were to glue these two pages together, this page and this page together, it would fit right in there in between. So then we make a cute little way of altar book cards. Just an idea out there. That's going to be another project that I'm planning on doing soon. Just not sure where I'm headed when it comes down to that. That would be fun to glue on there. Now the rest of this envelope I might just tear apart. Again, it's a matter of, do you really want to keep it for future projects, or do you want to just keep one portion of it for a future project or not? Otherwise, here we go. Nice plain piece of paper to go into my scraps and be used that way. Oh, I have so many scrap pieces in here of writing paper. It's ridiculous. But reminds me of this. These are out of a notebook that my kids got that they ended up never using, or scribbling all over and driving me nuts with the pieces everywhere. So I'm just thinking, take a few of these, stick them underneath here. Cut that out. This will make fantastic little writing pads. Again, just a great idea while I'm I don't know what's going on. I was planning on collaging cards and now I'm doing this. This happens sometimes when you get one idea or start one idea. You may start gaining others while crafting. That's okay. If you want to switch topics because you all of a sudden had this great idea, do it. The only person stopping you is you. When it comes down to stuff like this. I mean, yeah, I definitely was not planning on making pads today. But while collaging, that's what I was thinking about. So I'm just wondering if I'll take my small cutter here and just cut off inch there. Yeah, I know it looks like I'm cutting off its butt, but you're not even going to notice that. And actually it makes it look completely different going off and doing this. Now I've made a Christmas journaling card that's even smaller than what it was before, but small enough to fit in a journal. So I mean, I'll sew around that and stick it in my Christmas stuff. You see a pad here. And I mean, something as simple as that can just get thrown away. All right. Now, again, you wouldn't be able to tell that this was a Christmas piece at one point. Now I'll sew this together and make a pad out of it. Again, it's as simple sometimes as I want a few more pieces in this one. All right. And when you have a lot of paper like this just sitting around, or go through a scrap bin and decide, oh, I don't want that sitting there, you can just as easily just make something new like this. Oh, here's our scrap from the other day. What if we take this scrap, for example, cut that off, take this piece. Ooh, I want this part, so it's more textured. Okay. I mean, you could easily use the bone folder to help, but what if I stick that on top of it, and again, we just glue crossed, and voila. Again, looks completely different, but at the same time gives us writing space. Perfect in my mind. And again, uses up them scraps that I have sitting around. Another thing that I do collage wise, you've seen me recently make a masterboard. Here's another one that I recently made. I haven't used or done the other side of it, so I'm just going to take some of my pieces here that are a little bit plain, that are sitting around, and I'll glue them on to here. They can be used for writing, so why not? Just cover it up. Alright, now I have a bunch of these scraps. I have a scrap hanging out right here. I mean, I have scraps hanging out in places that I don't normally let them hang out. So, let's just take some of these smaller pieces, and what I normally do is I align the outside edge or the inside edge full of pieces. That I've already made. Just find an edge and stick it, is what I do. So I mean, this piece, let's use it, right? And that's honestly what I do with most of my scraps that are just hanging out. Like I have a bunch of these. What am I going to do with this? Other than, because I went to make a journal, and didn't need it no longer, the journal. So, again, I just have a bunch of random pieces here that I'm just trying to use up these pieces. And some of them are cut awkwardly and all kinds of stuff. So, this is how I get myself to use up stuff that I wouldn't normally think about using. And these are just the recent pieces that were on my desk. Then I just stick it in my spot over here and it flattens over time. Now let's see if I have any more things that I could just collage with randomly. Ooh, I have tons of these, but these would work good inside a journal, so I don't know why I have them in my ephemera when it should be. It was incorrectly put away. That's all. This is a baggage thingy. Let's just stick it on. Right here. Again, just trying to use up scraps or pieces that I cut out of magazines or randoms. I try to use up my random stuff before I try to do anything else. So this is a piece I cut out a long time ago. I was gonna make my daughter a cute piece and decided not to. And so them have been just hanging out. Again, magazines, pages that I randomly find that I think, oh, this looks so cool. And then I do nothing with it. That goes to something else. Let's see, what else do I have here? Actually, I think this is another card. that I just cut out the piece because I thought it looked cool on a card. So, again, that shows you how things just change. And how you change too. Like, most of this I planned on making journaling cards by themselves. And I just like completely did not do that. This is my basket full of ephemera cutouts and journaling card cutouts that I wanted to do and have been kind of just letting slide for a very long time. So again, just making journaling cards out of old cards and random stuff this video. I know it seems weird that I'm doing so random, but it's fun to sometimes do random. And that's why I'm calling this a collage with me, is because that's what you're doing. You're collaging with me. And I'm not sure what kind of journal this is going to go to with or anything else, or maybe this will be a cover. Who knows? I may remake it into several things before I'm happy with it. But for right now, like that piece I'll just throw off to the side and use it for something else. Or on that big journal, or not journal, but masterboard area. But this is cute, ain't it? Simple. What if we decide, ugh, it needs to get grunged up? So what I'm doing is lightly stroking my piece across there and moving it back and forth on here and grunging it up. So now it's looking a bit more grungy than what it just did. I mean, it's very simplistic idea of just lightly waving across with that. Or you could even decide you wanted coffee dyed paper instead, so it already looks a little bit grungy. But again, it all depends on what kind of thing you want to do with it. What if you want something a little bit glossy? Because some of this is glossy and some of it isn't. And you're like, well, I kind of want Cookie Monster to look glossy with the rest of this. So you take your some kind of clear nail polish and you just rub it across and it will glosson your piece. Because if you can tell, my Cookie Monster is now looking a bit glossier. But this is an easy, cheap way of glossening a piece if you do not own a I don't own any of that like resin stuff that some people have, and I get that. Some people can afford resin and everything. I personally can't. So this is my way of making a piece that I'd like to have resin on it, and I don't have it glossy like the rest of the page. It's still a little wet, so you're not going to be able to see the glossy as easily, but this will look glossy like the rest of this. Just have that little bit of gloss to it. Now I need to set this aside so it'll dry. But, so we got this piece done. We got our 3 pads done. And our other junk journal. So, I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day or night. And please like, subscribe, comment. And also, if you are interested, I am doing a podcast of other things, not just journal cards, or not just journaling. It is a Let's Craft Today, and I talk about what I'm doing that day, crafting wise. So please join me in Let's Craft Today on Spotify. Bye!